What's up? Check out my gear, dude. Activist, I thought it was a drought. Thought it was a drought. Oh my god, dude, that's hilarious. So, we're going to be doing some rut testies on MX versus ATV All Out. And we're going to be running 20 laps with a full gate. I guess technically it's 8 in this game right here on a supercross track. So, she should get pretty rutted up here. We'll just have to wait and see what it actually turns out to be, but I hope that we get more ruts than what you get in the official Monster Energy Supercross game. I'm thinking that we will here, but so I've not really ran more than like 3 laps on any track on this game yet, so this is a true first time experiencing really any sort of like super terrain deformation in the game whatsoever. So we'll see. Oh, that corner right there. Oh, I got to be a little bit careful on that one. You got to let off the gas just a little bit or get on your brakes just a little bit. Can't really hold it wide open in that corner. God, I love respawning at the very beginning of a whoop section going negative 10 miles an hour. That's great. Oh, okay. On that 125, dude. My number's not 125 just because it looks cool. That's for sure. Okay, let's see what we can do. Now, this is a pretty cool track to do this on right here because it's got a couple of sections, like right here on this triple, where everyone's kind of going inside, and then I think the next corner as well, everybody's going inside on that too, because you kind of like, you can use it, well, I can't, oh, these little shits got in my way a little bit, but you can kind of use it to jump to the inside and kind of do like a inside little trick double right there. So hopefully it'll actually build some inside ruts and we can really start to see what, start to see what it develops there. But like that right there, that kind of crash right there would not happen in the official Monster Energy Supercross game. It wouldn't happen. You just wouldn't, I don't even think you'd be able to lean the front end that far enough down to even do an endo like that. But also, I don't even think you crash that easy in the official Monster Energy Supercross game. So that right there is just kind of like proving how much more of a skill gap this game right here has, man. Now, this rhythm section right here is actually really, really small jumps. There's definitely some bigger rhythms in the game for sure. I'm thinking I can jump that a little further than what I am. I think you can actually jump to the bottom of those little, the bottom of the whoops of the dragons back there. We'll see if we can do that in a lap or so. But yeah, dude, I thought that was hilarious. Like this gear that I have on right here is the, it's the cosmic gear that you have unlocked at the very beginning. I haven't actually like adjusted the colors on it or anything. I know you can do that, which is a really cool thing that they added to the game, but this is just like the kind of default cosmic color way of this thing here. So but what was funny about it, I don't know, it just reminds me of like, you know, like activist bottles or something. I don't know. It just kind of it's got that purple like right up on the little side, and just kind of how the orange like comes around like that. I don't know. It just gave me that kind of thought in my head. Thought it was pretty funny, but okay. Let's see. Okay, that little inside's developing a little bit. So yeah, I might go ahead and skip us. We're almost on lap 5 here. I've about, oh, by the way, I have these dudes on all time, obviously. So I'll probably be getting around to lapping them here in a little bit. I was kind of just screwing off there those first couple laps because I at least wanted a little bit of a battle to happen here. But by the time I come back, I will probably be lapping them at that point. I'll probably come back around lap maybe 10 or something like that. So I will cut to that right now. Okay, so here we are coming up on lap 9, and it is definitely making a difference on the track, without a doubt, dude. I mean, you can see it right here in some of these inside lines, like, there is no doubt. But I would say right about that lap 5 mark is where you really start to notice it the most. That's where it really starts to kind of start making a difference of some sort, and I'm realizing on this rhythm section right here, if you do hit that inside rut, it makes it really hard to get the triple in now. I don't know if it's because the actual jump face is worn down a little bit right there or what it is, but that's on a 125 anyways. Okay, let's see. Now this jump right over here, yeah, you can see how that jump face is definitely starting to get worn down. So this rut system is not just a in the corner rut builder Like, I think that is a really big problem to MX Simulator's rut system, is it only really makes ruts when you turn in that game. It doesn't like actually wear down the jump face itself, you know. That's one of the biggest problems with it in MX Simulator. But like, whereas this game, you can actually see where it's wearing down the faces of jumps. Like, it's changing the width height of the jump faces on the actual lips of them from just riding over that certain part of the track over and over and over. You can even see on the right side of the whoops, it's definitely worn down a little bit. So see if I can rail around this outside. See, now I'm back to tripling in if I take the outside. So, you know, if you want to square that up and hit that inside rut, it's going to be a lot harder to actually hit the triple in there. I really don't think you're going to be able to do it as much. So we're halfway through the 20 lapper here, and let's see. So let's come around on this. Oh yeah, whoa, did a little no-hander, dude. My guy was just like, fuck it, I'm done. You could actually triple this little jump. Oh, I totally cheated right there, but you can actually triple that instead of just doubling up over that inside. So now what it does start to seem to be doing here is the rut line that you do make. Now this is a where I'm riding obviously with AI riders. It's not actually real life people, so I figure you'd get a lot different of a system with real life riders riding on the track. But with this, you can see it's almost like the AI goes in the exact same spot every lap. I mean, you can see how it's like, it's almost a 2 or 3 bikes width wide worth of one big, like, worn down rut. That's what it looks like. You know, it's like, it doesn't just look like a bunch of singular ruts. It looks like one big worn down area. So that's interesting how it developed like that. I wasn't exactly anticipating that. You might be able to quad that puppy onto that one little spot right there, but you can especially know, okay, that's a little bit of variation in that corner, maybe because I was the only one taking the outside right there. But yeah, the ruts, they definitely have some movement to them still, right? They're not just like totally stiff, but you can definitely feel the track has ruts on it without a doubt. I mean, there is no questioning that. I mean, that inside is like pretty much totally different now, and this one is too right here. Whoa. And it does make a little bit of roughness. It actually does. Like, these ruts are actually kind of rough. Oh, dude, that is like totally worn down that face. That's one of the biggest surprising things to me, though, is how much it's doing on the face of some of these jumps. I really didn't expect it to do that much. So that's really going to make a difference on like some of your really hard jumps in this game to like really huck like certain quad sections and triples and stuff. It's going to be really hard to do when you got her fully terrain deformed, eroded. You know, it's going to be a lot tougher to hit those jumps because you're jumping off of a face that's like 2 or 3 inches shorter than what it's meant to be. So that's a really cool gameplay balance that is going to develop. I think that's kind of the maximum amount of laps you can run in this game on any track is like 30. So we're not even actually running the maximum here. We're only running 20, but that's kind of what like a real life main event would be. So that's usually what I do to base it off of. But whoa, dude, it makes that section where that rut is like so fucking smooth. And like it's rough around it, but it's almost like you beat down that one area so much that it makes it like super smooth. That's interesting how it done that. And I'm sure a motocross track is going to be completely different because I know there's more riders on the motocross track and stuff like that. But, oh boy, I'm just now coming around to lap some of these guys. But yeah, it's tearing the track up for sure. But it's not like it makes it to where it just really, really slows down the track. You know, I'm still pretty much flowing. Oh, yeah, I can be jumping up on that. I'm still pretty much flowing exactly like I was. It's not like it's totally jacked up the flow or anything. I think it's just, yeah, see, the only reason there's like an inside little line right there is because that's the line I was taking. It seems as if, I don't know this for sure, but it seems as if the AI is taking like the exact, all of them are taking nearly the exact same line. I mean, you can see like there's parts of the track that don't even look like they're deformed at all, and then you got that one just completely worn down line. It looks crazy, dude. Like right here, look at this. Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, that's interesting how you can just kind of work your way around these insides now. And the whoops are like totally wore down on that side. Oh, that's funny. So let's try to work our way around the outside, see if we can get the triple in. Yeah, look at that. So you got your different lines right there. Now, what it seems to really just be doing is making it to where it really just makes the insides a little bit more viable. That's basically what it does, like from what I'm seeing. Just makes them where you can get a little bit more grab out of the inside instead of running like a super risk of just getting that like totally slow your momentum, slow your roll down on the sliding all the way over when you turn too sharp kind of thing in this game. Oh, that triple in right there is pretty tough. A couple of lines like that, you gotta be good with the seat bounce button for sure. Oh, had a 99% seat bounce. Seat bouncing is actually kind of tough in this game. It's not one of those where you feel like you're just doing perfect seat bounces constantly. Like you really got to do it at the exact time to get a perfect seat bounce. Whoa, you can see the bike kind of jump up out of that rut, so it's definitely digging down. I mean, that's a for sure thing. It's actually doing something on the track. Whereas the official Monster Energy Supercross game, it just doesn't seem to really do anything on the track, man. But it's almost made this into like almost just like a whoop section instead of a jump section. We'll see what she does on lap 20. I'll come back. Okay, so here we are on lap 18 for the finale. And it's basically, I don't know if you can really say it's done much more after like lap 15. I mean, not really done much. Nothing really noticeable after lap 15. It might be just wearing these jump faces down just a little bit more here and there, but if you remember back in the reflex days, I'm pretty sure it was, like if you ran a super long race, or I think even in like free ride and stuff like, whoa, nearly hit that quad, in free ride and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure if you just like rode for so long with the terrain deformation on it, and it eventually just starts to erase your old ruts and build new ones, So that may be what this does. I'm not exactly sure if that's the case, but I mean, you can see in these certain areas, like if you're riding in that exact spot where everyone's been riding, like it's going to be a super lowered lip. That is just crazy. But it just feels kind of like how the official Monster Energy Supercross game's rut system is. It just feels like it does more, basically. But it kind of feels the same in the sense of like how soft the ruts are. It's definitely way more noticeable in this game, not only visually, but physically in a gameplay sense. And, you can really see it changing the faces of the jumps and stuff. So it's cool for like a, long race type scenario. I think like a 30 lapper on a motocross track would be sick as fuck. That would definitely be changing the tracks for sure, but it's not so much that you like totally lose your flow or anything like that. It's not like, oh my gosh, oh, that quad, that was 100% on the seat bounce, so that'd be a really hard quad to hit on a 125, but you do notice it on the little lines like that right there. Like I was able to actually hit that triple from the inside, triple in, and now it's kind of hard to do it with just that little bit of the lower lip. You're going to be noticing it the most on those jumps that you just barely make. Those little, just certain jumps on the track that you're just barely getting over. That's where you notice it. In the finish line too, seems a little bit harder to actually clear that finish line all the way now. So that's interesting. Let's just go around the outside of the ruts. Oh, wow. So it kind of like goes between, like the ruts are more viable for a minute and then they're not more viable after that. So it's interesting. It's cool how it actually develops in this game. And these motocross games have just always kind of struggled. They can't really find a good rut system. I can't say any of them's like perfect. I would say Reflex is probably the best, but I can't say any of them is just like, good and how it should be. And I mean, this is definitely better than the official Monster Energy Supercross game, and better than like I would probably say like Alive and stuff like that is. But even still, I mean, it's just always hard to find that balance with it, man. You want it to do some, but you don't want it to do too much. I think the biggest thing about any rut system in any motocross game, any terrain deformation system, is it just has to feel different on different tracks. You know, some tracks need to rut up like hardly at all, and some need to rut up a lot, and so you've always got that variation. Then you don't have to worry too much about one if it's doing too much or not, because you got some tracks where it's not doing too much. So but none of them seem to be able to find that balance very good, other than like Reflex to a certain extent, but they all have trouble with that, making like different dirts have different types of terrain deformation. You know, it pretty much is just the same thing over all the tracks, no matter what kind of track you're on. But either way, that's 20 laps right there. So shout out to SquidSquadSTL.com. Go check out his website. He's a real life pro rider, and he's got clothing and stuff like that on there. So he's got some pretty cool stuff. But yeah, man, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.